Hello, everybody. It is Thursday afternoon, 3:44 Eastern Time in the USA, and it's another edition of my Facebook Live. I should probably give this an official name besides Beth's weekly Facebook Live. But anyways, thanks for joining me today. I missed you last week because I was not able to do a Facebook Live from the Playa, also known as Burning Man. The Playa is the nickname for the land where Black Rock City is and where Burning Man takes place. So anyways, a few of you have heard me talk about this, but I thought it would be of interest to some of you who haven't heard this before. But I'm going to share a lesson that I learned on the Playa this year. So I actually just sent an email to those of you who have subscribed to my email list. And if you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe right here on my page. You just go over here on the Facebook page and sign up, and I'll send you some free videos and free tools and tips. And then you'll also get to hear stories about going to Burning Man and how it applies to business and life. So today I'm going to talk about this concept of not working and taking a break. So those of you who know me know I actually really enjoy to work and working a lot and doing a lot. It's just kind of in my nature, in my energy, in my personality. I tend to be very type A. I run, I exercise a lot. I'm always doing things. I have my hands in 25 different projects. I love people. I'm extroverted, and I run multiple businesses. But a few years ago, I learned a lesson that I actually was taught again last week at Burning Man. So I arrived a little early to help my camp out with setting up, which involves a lot of manual labor. And I actually love manual labor because I look at it as exercise. I've always really liked doing heavy lifting and working with my hands and kind of crafty things. And I also tend to be very organized and very good at delegating. So helping the camp out with setting up, it just comes very naturally to me. But I was there on Saturday by our storage unit in Fernley, Nevada, which is kind of in the middle of between Reno and Black Rock City. And, to me, it's always hot at Burning Man. It's just hot. It's kind of how it is. But I didn't realize how hot it really was until like 3 days later when my body pretty much just broke down. And as you can tell, my voice is a little bit lost too. But I kept working and working all day on Saturday and all day on Sunday. And I was really enjoying it, but we were out there in the blaring heat. And, in my mind, I was thinking, if we just keep working and keep plowing through and don't take breaks, we'll just get this done faster, which means we'll get to Burning Man quicker and just start having fun sooner rather than, just continuing setting things up. So I basically worked really, really hard and didn't take enough breaks and ended up kind of crashing and burning by Monday and Tuesday, like really burning out quickly. And Burning Man lasts a whole week. So it's from basically Sunday night at midnight until, I don't know, you could stay until Monday, I think, or maybe even Tuesday. But I left Saturday. So I was there 6 days. And, it's the same lesson I learned a few years ago when I started my other business. So I tend to get very excited, and I know a lot of entrepreneurs do this. They get very excited by what it is that they're creating and what it is that they're doing, and they just want to work all the time. I'm kind of one of those people, like if I didn't have to sleep, I would love to not sleep and just stay up and do work and read and get other things done. But the lesson I learned last week was the same one I learned a few years ago about how to manage this concept of taking breaks and work-life balance and actually benefiting from complete and total breaks, like retreats, silence, technology-free times, like extended periods, like a week or 2 weeks even. And, living in the current American society that we live in, which really, tends to work and plow through everything without taking breaks and almost praises people that work their ass off continuously, especially I live in New York City, where it's very common for people to work, 9 to 13-hour days or even longer. And it's just very normal. But it really, in the end, actually burns you out and it can actually physically destroy your body, which is kind of what happened to me at Burning Man. I got really tired and then I got really cranky and wasn't sleeping enough, and it was just so hot. I wasn't taking care of myself, and then I just ended up having like a first few days of kind of hell. And then I realized I needed to take care of myself because I was being a total bitch to everybody, which is no fun on the Playa or in general. So I started taking care of myself. And a few years ago, launching my business, it was the same thing. I worked so much and so long and so many hours that I actually physically got injured and burned myself out. And then, you actually start getting, making more mistakes and not getting as inspired to do the work. And you actually get less results done when you do more work. So yesterday I was talking to a potential client. It sounds like he is going to be a client. And, he's running this multi-million-dollar company and, kind of reassessing the situation. And he said he spoke to his executive team and then took a week off. And I really praised him for taking that week off because, what he's been experiencing is stagnation in his business. Like the business isn't really growing. It sounds like, there's some issues with people, and then it sounds like he's just not feeling as inspired as he used to feel. And I think, the last time we spoke, I had said, something about taking a break. There's a lot to be said for things like taking a whole entire week off, including like no email, no checking your phone, just turning it all off completely. At a place like Burning Man, it's nice because I just didn't get access to any of that, even though that's probably going to change very soon. But he said he took a week off, didn't speak to anybody, basically just didn't do work and really took a break. And, there's all these benefits to taking breaks. It kind of applies to the same concept of meditation. It's, silencing the mind, creating open space, creating this emptiness in order to then get, clear answers, new ideas, innovative, creative solutions to problems. It helps you think with a clearer mind rather than just doing work and trying to come up with a solution or, as I say, ruminating on the same issue over and over. When you actually consciously take these kind of breaks, whether it's a daily meditation or, a regular break from life. Like I went on Burning Man was kind of like a break from life in a way. And then I'm going on a retreat in a few more weeks where I'm going completely offline, which is scary and, who knows. But I also know what happens during those few weeks when you're gone is you actually get more results. There's more work produced in that downtime of having space to just like let ideas flow and let your mind be clear. And that's where all the magic starts happening. And this is something, especially in this American society where I live and a lot of you live, we are not taught this. We're taught from a very young age to just work our asses off. And, I came from the kind of family where my dad worked pretty much the same career his whole life and just worked a lot and then got your standard few weeks off. And, it kind of gets to that point of like burnout, like what am I doing and what am I doing with myself and what's my purpose? And I'm just working all the time and I'm working for the man, I'm working for someone else. And, you start to question like, what is the whole point of work, right? We want to actually feel inspired and come up with creative ideas and innovative solutions. And this is how generally all innovation happens. There's stories about, who is it? Not Einstein, or maybe it was Einstein, but one of those innovators, I think, Bell, about going back and taking time and just sitting and thinking or not thinking and just going into this meditative state in order to get answers. And this is basically what I wanted to address. So, I challenge those of you who are feeling stagnant or stuck or starting to get burnt out or can't come up with a solution to a really important answer. I encourage you to just actually put it all down. Take a break, stop, do what you have to quit working, take a step backwards. I met the founder of a nonprofit organization in New York a few years ago, and she said she actually took a whole year off. She basically left her business for a year and created the space to then come up with new ideas of how she could run it and how she could be more profitable and, dealt with the pay cut and made it happen. And then after the year, she went back and was like more excited and had all these solutions and had great ideas for how she could grow this business. And then it started thriving after that. So, this is a very common thing. And it's just unfortunate that we haven't been taught this, but it's a message I just wrote about in my email, and I tell my clients, and I'm telling you now, make sure you take breaks. And, I don't always mean like go on a vacation and go lay on a beach and party or go to Burning Man even, but really the quiet breaks, the ones that involve, no stimulation, no technology, no TV. I personally love retreats, silent retreats, yoga retreats, these kind of more downtime retreats, because that's where they come in. Also, over the years, I've used things like exercise and running to clear the mind and take breaks. Again, that's only for a limited amount of time, but if you can work it into your schedule, look into a Vipassana retreat, or going down to places where there is no cell phone service. Like I'm going to the jungle of Peru, which is in the middle of nowhere, and literally there is no access to any technology at all, whether you like it or not. So I really encourage all of you to take a look at your life and take a look at your work and your business and what you're up to, and see where it is that you could possibly create some space in order to, grow. Take that step backwards in order to go forward 3 steps. So that's it for today. I will join you here every single Thursday at 3:44 Eastern Time. That's in USA. And if anyone wants to hear my advice or tips about anything in particular, let me know. I try to give a mixture of practical tips like SEO and websites, and also these kind of just general tips about life and business and how to manage it all as an entrepreneur. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week at 3:44 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks, and have a great week. Bye.